First, though, real estate heir Robert Durst facing charges in 2 different states this morning. Prosecutors charging him with first-degree murder in Los Angeles while he faces weapons and drug charges back in the state of Louisiana. It all comes after the chilling finale of an HBO series Sunday evening, where he's heard talking off camera saying, quote, "killed them all, of course." His attorney says they are ready for this legal fight.
We came here to waive jurisdiction and to go back to California and to get it on. Bob Durst didn't kill Susan Berman. He's ready to end all the rumor and speculation and have a trial.
Well, senior national correspondent John Roberts back with us outside the courthouse there in New Orleans. Break down the charges, John, today.
Good morning to you, Bill. And yes, this saga continues and the twists and turns just keep increasing after being pretty much Teflon in the murder of 2 people and the disappearance of his wife. It seems now everybody wants a piece of Robert Durst. Last evening, the district attorney's office in Los Angeles County filed official formal charges against him, charging him with first-degree murder with special circumstances, which means if convicted, Robert Durst would either face the death penalty or a mandatory minimum sentence of life in prison. Prosecutors say back in December of 2000, Robert Durst laid in wait for his friend Susan Berman to return home. Then when she did return home, he shot her in the back of the head. Prosecutors say Berman was killed because she was a witness in another murder, that being the 1982 disappearance of Durst's wife, Kathleen, a mystery that has gone unsolved now for 3 decades because her body was never found. Yesterday, here in Orleans Parish Court at an extradition hearing, Durst waived his right to an extradition hearing, saying that he was willing to go back to Los Angeles to face the music, but authorities here in New Orleans are holding him on local charges. Last evening, Louisiana State Police filed a couple of charges against him, one being a felon in possession of a firearm. He was found with a .38 caliber revolver in his room when he was arrested at the JW Marriott Hotel. He was also found to be in possession of a small amount of marijuana, so hence the second charge of being in possession of a firearm while in possession of a controlled substance. Now, the penalties in these charges, unclear at this point. Under certain circumstances, he could face a minimum mandatory 10 years in prison, but the felony for which he was convicted back in 2004, which gives him the felon in possession of a firearm, was for bond jumping and evidence tampering. So, Bill, we're not sure exactly where they'll go with charges, with at least the penalty phase, and that if he is prosecuted here in New Orleans, Bill.
Quickly, John, does he stay in New Orleans or does he go back to Los Angeles?
You know, that's really unclear at this point because the charges in Los Angeles are much more severe than they are here in New Orleans. There's a chance that they could send him back and reserve the right to prosecute him here in New Orleans at some point. But we'll have to wait until a hearing for that, and so far nothing's scheduled. But court is about to open, Bill, so we should hear very soon.
Good deal. Thank you, John. John Roberts leading our coverage on that.
Thanks.
Again today in New Orleans.